laugh because they're
Good.
I'm good. All right.
Good. All right. We're speeding. 3, 2.
My name is KP. I'm from the great state of Texas.
Joseph Kasuga.
I'm Annalie.
It's Nina Tolray.
I'm Lakin.
My name is Colin. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
My name is Reed Forrester. I'm from Bolivar, Missouri.
And I make magic at Magic Kingdom Vacation Planning.
I went to Randolph Community College, which is located in central North Carolina, and I currently work for food and beverage at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Currently going to St. Joseph's University for mathematics, which is formerly known as St. Joseph's College, and I work at Magic Kingdom Main Street East for merchandise.
And I currently work in the custodial role at Epcot.
I go to Lone Star College and I work at the world famous Pops Into Resort.
I go to Saddleback Community College in Southern California, and I work at Tomorrowland Speedway. And at Disney, I work as a custodian at all 14 parks that includes Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom. When I first became kind of involved in crew, when I first became impactful, because when I first was not involved in crew, it was different. And when I joined crew, it was a lot better because I made more friends. And now I'm involved in crew, and I went to Bible study, and I go to community events. Plus, I do other things with crew, so it makes it more impactful for me in my experience so far in Disney.
Honestly, the most significant thing that I've seen God do in my life here was to change the type of person I was. I hadn't realized a lot of the issues that I dealt with having to do with being emotionally vulnerable or even just putting my trust in Him. I found Him putting me in situations here where I'd be forced to come out of myself, in areas where I was pretty uncomfortable, but He helped me recognize more so that you don't really grow unless you're uncomfortable, because you're stepping out of faith and allowing Him to do things in you that you wouldn't be able to do yourself.
The most significant thing I saw God do for me during the semester in the college program was He really just put me in positions to evangelize more.
So during my program, I've grown a lot as a Christian, especially with leading Bible study and, creating community and inviting people to Bible study or the community events. I've been able to be a part of a great community here with crew.
The biggest thing this semester is that He taught me how to be a leader. I've been leading Bible study now for the last couple months, and because of my mentor, when I'm doing discipleship, she challenged me to do leadership skills and everything, and so
Honestly, God has impacted me in so many different ways, but the biggest of those has been the amount of interactions I've had with people from all around the world. The opportunities that God has given me to share the gospel in small ways have really changed my life.
So, being out of my comfort zone has really pushed me to get to know God's character and get to know who Jesus is. And they want to get to know me. They're not just the words on the paper, but they are living and they are here for me.
For me as a Christian, I've tried to be a good example of Christ, try to be a great example, especially at work, and try to always be the light in the workplace.
God has been using me to, be a light in the world, but also share my story with others who don't know me very well. And so when I share people my story, I always point them back to the gospel and how Christ has saved me through so much, and that I really hope that one day they will see that and really experience that as well.
Definitely the world and people who didn't grow up in the church have a sort of view of the gospel and a certain view of our faith. So them seeing me walk and them asking me why am I always positive the way I am, why am I always happy, I'm able to sell that with them, to talk about Jesus and what He's done in my life and what He can do in those.
Even though I wasn't a person who was very good at those emotional situations or able to really engage other people's perspectives, how people would just come to me with their issues and stuff, and how they'd be willing to just talk with me even though I wouldn't be sure why, or God would have me in areas where He would allow me to give the advice that I've received.
Every morning before I go into work, I say a short prayer, and that's basically, God, I want others to see you and not me. When I'm in the parks, when I'm interacting with guests, when I'm interacting with my fellow cast members, I really want them to see you. And it's those small interactions day to day that God is able to shine through me, and I view myself as a tool for Christ rather than as an individual.
So I had one friend specifically, we went to dinner and we just faith got brought up and we were talking about it and just sharing our experiences, and it ended with him saying like, wow, like you're not like the other people I've talked to about this, because what you're saying like doesn't come from a place of like condemnation and like you're wrong and this is the right. It's like you're really hearing out my questions and like what I had to say, just explaining it from a place of love, and that's who I want to be, and that's how I want to share my faith.
Definitely, it's been cool to see that Christian community, that community of believers worshiping God every week. And one thing as I continue on in my program, just to build on that community, to be a light, to let God use me for His will.
So every day I'm just grateful to where I'm at right now, and I am like really looking forward to where God's put me and how He's going to use me for not only myself and how I'm going to grow in Him, but also more in others and like teaching others about Christ, because I could just help out in ministry, like at local churches, and like be the light of all the children I may be able to help out.
It's such a weird feeling to know how God can just change a person. And I know for a fact it's because of Him. In myself, I'm not like that. Yet because of Him, I've been able to be perceived as that and being used in His ways. And it's just really cool how God can change things around.
So I would just heavily encourage anybody in their time here to really reach out to those around them and see who believes what and why we believe what we believe, and together we can definitely build a better future, both here at Disney and worldwide.
Before, I was like been very intimidated by the idea of like trying to find a church, but for probably the first time in my life, I'm like, wow, like I really want to try to find a church home. I really like want to try to set up like a support group for myself of like-minded Christian individuals, just because I have that example now of what it should be like.
I won't forget the people, I won't forget the times I've had fun, and I'm truly happy to be a part of this, and I'm happy that I was able to find through during my program.
Cut.
Joseph, you're making me cry.
I was like, no, not crying.